1 year ago, warnings about what would become Superstorm Sandy. Good evening, everybody. I'm Keith Kuntz.
I'm Ann Nyberg. No need to remind you about what happened as she roared ashore. In addition to all the property damage on the shoreline, United Illuminating serving greater New Haven and Bridgeport areas took a big hit. UI says it's made major improvements over the past year. Chief Political Correspondent Mark Davis joins us live now with more on those changes. Good evening, Mark.
Hi, Keith and Ann. Good evening, everyone from the Hartford newsroom. Yeah, in many, many ways, UI was much harder hit in Sandy a year ago than it was in the big storms the year before. A year ago next week, this UI electric substation that distributes power to thousands of customers was nearly flooded because of the tidal surge from Storm Sandy. They had to shut it off, plunging most of Bridgeport into darkness. It could have been as catastrophic as what happened to Con Ed and Metro North last month.
If it's energized at the time, you could have an explosion like they did, or it could be weeks or months before you can get it back in.
UI has 7 substations in Bridgeport and New Haven that faced flood risk. Since Sandy, all have been waterproofed in many ways. This 8-foot-tall flood wall is the most obvious evidence. It's not permanent, but should give the company 3 to 5 years to explore other options.
We've sealed it, we've put pumps in there, everything we could think of to keep water out.
They've also added generators to operate the substations and the pumps as an extra precaution. They even considered elevating the substations, as many homeowners are doing.
We actually looked at that, but they'd have to drill down several hundred feet to get to bedrock there in order to support a substation to raise it up, so it's just not an option.
UI has also purchased 1,200 automated vehicle locators for all their trucks and any visiting trucks here to help with repairs. It's a GPS-type system.
What's more important, we'll be able to communicate that to the town officials, to the state, so they know where the crews are at any given point in time and what they're working on.
And they just got approval from state regulators for an aggressive 8-year tree trimming program.
We have trees everywhere, and it's not just a branch, the whole tree can fall over, and we have towns where there are thousands and thousands of trees that could take out power lines, so this is a huge challenge.
It's a huge challenge, and of course all of these improvements will be reflected when the rates go up. The improvements at the substations alone were $11 million, and those improvements are only temporary. The 8-year tree trimming, aggressive tree trimming, is expected to run about $100 million. Live from the Hartford newsroom, Mark Davis, News 8.